Welcome to our Tuesday edition of A Word of Encouragement. And today I would like to go to a very familiar passage, Joshua chapter 1. It's wonderful to see this young man that wanted to be in the presence of God, would go to the tabernacle when Moses was there, went up into the mountain when Moses met with God. He had such a heart for God. And when the real crisis came at Kadesh Barnea, he and Caleb stood the test and said, God is more than able to give us victory over the giants and over the great walled cities of the Canaanites. He was a real man of God. And God chose him to follow Moses. And so in Joshua chapter 1, we see the tremendous instructions that are given to Joshua and the great promise that God was going to work. In fact, they could have won every battle and not had any casualties if they had trusted the Lord completely. They learned their lesson at Ai and at Gibeon, and from that point on, God kept his word, and they had victory after victory after victory, which is a real picture of our Christian life. But in chapter 1, verse 9, we read, Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Now there's the key. You know, we get thrilled when we think of the power of God. And it's wonderful for us to believe that that is going to be what he's going to display. But the biggest issue of all is to have the presence of God. You will have strength. You will have good courage. You will not be dismayed when you are aware of God because you are walking with him. You see, so many Christians get very fearful because they're not in an intimate relationship with God. But if you're meeting with God every day and you're walking in true fellowship with him, abiding in the vine, as John chapter 15 talks about, you're aware of what he wants to do and you're aware of his power, and God gives you great courage. It's really only the Christians that have not been truly fellowshipping that have lived with fear over these last months. But when God's presence is there, you're okay. Whenever I was afraid as a child, when my dad showed up, I was fine. Well, let's let God show up. God will make a great deal of difference in our lives if we will let him manifest himself, because we are yielded to him, we want to accomplish his purpose, and we are truly living in fellowship. So may God give us that same kind of heart that the Lord has said he'll be with us whithersoever we go, and we need to claim that so we can be strong and of a good courage.